Okay. Good morning, everybody. Let's try to get something done. Let's see today. What will come out today? Good morning, coffee bros. How's it hanging? Good morning, Art of Pear. Is that a play on Swedish? Possibly. If you have a Swedish name, I'm assuming possibly. Chances are high. Otherwise, I need to explain myself. Ah, there we go. I was right. So, Swedish name called Per, which is also almost the word for pear. But boom. Oh, good morning, Dennis. Coffee Bros hangout. Sounds good. I don't know which hangout, where, or, but welcome. Ah, I forgot. Come on, I gotta start it. Timer. All right, hopefully the timer is visible. Should come up with a small delay, I think. Why isn't the timer showing? Oh, there we go. Awesome. Oh, thanks, Dennis. Yeah, I did a full figure for once, you know. Um, I was thinking of doing maybe something similar today, but chances are I'm just gonna um, struggle with it. But we'll see. I should try. That's great. Bad. Great that it's showing now. I haven't had time to check out the suggestion box thing, but hopefully uh, I'll have time to do it soonish. Ah, goodbye, Coffee Bros. Thanks for coming by. I stream this warm up every morning, 10 past 9 a.m. UK time. So feel free to come by anytime you want. Seems to be some sort of wanderer. So let's see where where I can take it. Um, Today was also a really nice warm day. It was really good. It's been a really good weather lately. Nice and warm. It's perfect. I started working. I cleared a contract. So now I mentioned that yesterday. Uh, so now I'm doing on my spare time back to my personal project. It was fun. I call this guy a friend of mine called Christian, and we were chatting while each doing um, working on their own projects over Skype. I think that's a really cool function um, with Skype, that you can like share screens and call for hours, um, without it costing anything other than an internet connection. It's a really cool function, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy Skype. Because you can use Skype for free. Yeah, Google Hangouts works well as well. Uh, but my issue, or not issue, but my problem is that I don't know anyone that Google Hangouts. Is that a word? I Google Hangouts all day. Right, so Level Up has some sort of, um, I'm assuming the Facebook group, or they post links there, or format it's a verb. Yeah, exactly. I can Google Hangouts all day. The old man Google Hangouts like the best of them. That doesn't even make any sense. How's the connection? Is everything streaming well, or is my connection okay? Great. That's great, Pear. Art of Pear. Do you think a character is extra badass if they have two layers of a cape? Would Superman be extra Superman if he had one more cape on him? I think so. I think that would be extra cool. Like one cape is not good enough. Yeah, exactly. Why stop at two? Just cape man. Just capes everywhere. Like those quick changing acts, where they have many layers of clothes, and this woman is just kind of behind a hula hoops with curtains, and swoosh, she has another skirt on, right? Maybe that could be like Superman with 30 capes on it, depending on what he needs to do today. He, I don't know, this idea went stupid extremely fast. But I'm digging the idea of 2 capes at least. Kind of cool, like layers. And also I went with blue tones today, not the standard brown. Um, I guess it requires an explanation. I have set up layers with colors, color balance, and a desaturation layer underneath, so that you can see there's some grayscale left from the original. But the more I sample, the more it's going to be blue. But um, let's say I pick red or orange and draw, and it's just going to be blue. But I can sample this and paint like that. And if I switch off the layers, you'll see it's sampling the value only. And the tinting is on top. Which means I can sketch with grayscale and not worrying about sampling anything that I don't want to sample, like color value or so now I'm painting in grayscale, but it's tinted on top, which makes, for me at least, it more fun to sketch around with. Grayscale, it was looking at grayscale can be boring fast, especially if you do um, a lot of grayscale sketching every day. The channel window froze, so I reloaded it, but I don't know. It shouldn't be any problems for you guys. So I was listening to the wonderful people over at Industry Workshop. They had their first live stream where they interviewed Anna Verhoek. Oh, I don't remember her name, but some female artist, and they were discussing all sorts of things here on Twitch actually. So I don't know if you should be able to find it. Just search for Industry Workshops, and you should find their last stream or recent stream. Until they do their next one, of course. Then, but I heard about this trick about making it into highlight, so I'm gonna tell them to do that so it doesn't disappear. But for me, I think it's a bit too late. But I'll have if you guys haven't noticed, underneath the stream window, I have a linked YouTube archive for all the previous week's warm-ups, if you want to have a look. So I will update them all every weekend, the YouTube archive, just kind of bulk upload them over the weekend. Oh, that gave me a cool idea. Should have like a split in the cape. And have his arm out. That's a kind of cool idea. Not original by any uh, way, shape, or form, but yeah, I think it fits. Yeah. All right. Glad that you're back, Dennis. Um, Odd, but good. Good that you're back. Glad to have you here, buddy. 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 So, plans for today, Dennis. What's the damage you're gonna try to inflict on the workload? Oh, really, Dennis? That's pretty awesome. That's a good job. And congratulations on wrapping the Art Station challenge. Good end result. It's cool stuff. It was really nice, like temple. A bit safe, maybe in that sense, with the when it comes to theme, but really pretty. There was this competition many years ago called Thunderdome. It was held by a forum. Forum's name, obviously, probably everyone knows about, is conceptart.org. Um, but it was a cool little competition held by a guy called Cody Wilson or Tilson. I don't remember his name really. Um, and it was everyone could sign up, pro or amateur, and out of everyone signed up, they randomly picked an artist to compete against, right? So you maybe get an amateur to try to outdo, or you got some pro, right? But it was really cool. It was such a challenge. Like you really had to force yourself to step up the game. Like if you knew your competitor, like when they announced it, like round one, Dennis versus um, James Pike, right? If James Pike is going to be your opponent, right? You're going to have to step up your game, right? You can't slack. Uh, and they ran this competition a couple of years. I think 2 years or 3 years, once a year. Ah, it was so much fun. Like I remember being paired up against Mike Capriotti, I think. Also Tinfoil, the guy who does a lot of environment stuff and character stuff for Guild Wars 2. Um, yeah, it was really cool. Really good competition. And then, forum drama occurred and people trying to take over Thunderdome away from Cody, which it should have, this is own creation, right? And then one thing led to the other, and there wasn't any more Thunderdomes. But everyone who was around from that time at those forums, a couple of years ago, like 6 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, they all remember this Thunderdome and how awesome it was. Because it was like public showing, right? It was, you had to post your entry, and your opponent had to post the entry, and everyone look at it. Not vote, but uh, still, it was in public space, and you just had to do your best. Um, I came to semifinals each year, I think. Um, it's cool, you know. At that time, I was quite happy to get that far against a lot of industry pros. You know. Back then, I was newbie. Yeah, I think contest can be a really good idea, but also a bad idea depending on how you construct it. I think it's really important that the core idea is clean and easy, and a lot of people enjoy it. Sorry, rather than like these open-ended um, challenges can be boring. Like let's say, not I'm not saying the ArtStation competition is boring, but it's you're just putting up your entry, right, and hoping for the best. What I found really cool with the Thunderdome is that you're actually head to head, like you're competing against another artist. I think there's definitely many, um, what's it called? The word eludes me, but variations or takes of that setup. Right? I think that would be a really cool thing. Maybe, I don't know, hard to come up with something you just top of your head, but it's definitely scope to have some cool stuff. Yeah, art of or pair. Yeah, it's not very. There was this big forum war, internal forum war on concept art, which caused a lot of professionals, especially, to migrate away, which was a shame. Um, it was a really cool place, but I don't think it is that anywhere close to what it used to be on in its prime. You know. Yeah, Dennis, I think it's super clever idea to do, especially if it's with some rewards or bragging rights or uh, you know. And in these Thunderdomes, there wasn't even any prize you could win. It was just pure bragging rights that you survived the Thunderdome. I think in towards the end, once the Thunderdome, they threw in like, you get some streams, like art streams, downloadable movies, like throw in the mix, and front page of the website and so on. But yeah, it was no like real prizes to win in that sense. Oh yeah, definitely. Dennis. Like I remember at the forum days, I used to. I had this sketchbook thread. Um, I went back and looked at it. It's like over 300 pages, couple of millions of views, so on. But every person I used to remember who wrote to me, like on weekends, I used to open. You in this forum, you always used to have your sketchbook and whatever in your at the end of your post. So default, so whenever you made a post, there was a link to your sketchbook or portfolio or whatever. And I used to open all per user, and let's say take 5 minutes per person and write like the comments about their most recent upload. just as a courtesy, you know, because they took time to write to me, I took time to write back. Um, you know, it was really a great thing, and that has completely been lost. Um, that kind of custom, unfortunately. And another thing, one part of that is like no one really has the, you know, if you would write a page-long reply or critique, you wouldn't know how the artist would take it, you know. Yeah, that's really true, Dennis. It's very, that's how it is, you know. It it made you question things, even though, let's say, someone wrote feedback, maybe you don't agree with it, but if someone else writes a comment and they all kind of lean towards the same direction, you know, you have to start thinking about, all right, what do they actually see? You know, what am I actually communicating here? If there is something that more than one person picks up on. And you will never hear that unless that custom is in place to voice your opinion about something. Yeah, perma noobs and crimson daggers. I mean, I think there's perma noob is a result of the forum meltdown. Um, my dad, sorry, the big migration, right? And he set up perma noobs due to it. Um, crimson daggers has always, more or less, always been around. Um, but yeah, Crimson Daggers had a good setup of teaching people, you know, the community. I wasn't really involved with it because I just didn't have time. I tried to start, but um, the time just disappeared from me, and we just ran out of in the water, you know, in the sand. Sand, is that the same? Right? The problem with ArtStation is that it's not set up for a forum, and no one goes to ArtStation for forum, for community. They go for quick inspiration and you know, digging through an old chest of drawers. You know what's in here. You dig around, and you don't want to, you know, talk to each item you you take out on ArtStation, right? You just want to click. This is cool. This is cool. Oh, that's a nice idea, and then you continue doing your own business, right? So I think fundamentally ArtStation is not set up for community in that sense. The question is, how do you set it up for community? What would be the dominating factor? I mean, CG Hub was pretty good, but the community forum aspect was odd. It was tacked on, right? It wasn't a part of the system. It was just an addition that you had to find. Uh, I think CG Hub had a great, almost perfect setup. Well, the thing with ArtStation is like, as I see it, ArtStation is a great showcase, right? You can show your stuff there, but you're just one fish in the pond, right? Let's take this stream, for example. It's my stream, right? I'm showcasing my art here, even though it's just sketching. Um, if I would invite someone else to the stream to sketch instead of me, and then that would mean some other person has an opinion about the additional artist that has been showcasing, right? And and they will somehow wage, is it worth me also contributing? And where does that line blur? Let's say on a forum where each part of the forum thread was their own domain, right? And everyone was just jumping between domains. But in ArtStation, you can't have that because ArtStation is just one massive monster, right? And each artist posts their not like their presence is vague in that sense, you know, that it's hard to explain how, but I think it just I don't think anyone has come up with the perfect solution. I know the first one that comes up with a new solution is going to make a lot of money because everyone wants the community back. And Facebook and ArtStation is the placeholders, but it's far from perfect. And all artists feel the same, more or less. Money. Yep. But the thing is like money is not a problem. You need to be able to make money on something. Otherwise, people are not interested in it. And the dangers of it is that you get scared, right? You don't want to make a bad move. But it takes someone that that money is not important to them in that sense. That's a priority to get that money in order to create something that maybe won't work at the beginning. So crowdfunding, for example, crowdfunding an idea could be a cool idea, you know, like free money in that sense. But you know, how do you get that running? You know. Yeah, ArtStation just needs to incorporate forum in a more modern way. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. Whoever, but again, whoever comes up with that formula, they will make a lot of money because everyone will migrate. Ah, time is up. Oh no. All right. I got lost in details. Whoa. All right. Time's up for today. I was really enjoying today. Interesting conversation. All right, everyone. Have an awesome day. Thank all 8 of you for coming today. Today was 8. Yesterday was 20. Um, awesome. All right. Today's over. See you tomorrow morning.